Brother, release the Kraken. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Austin Aries, Antonio Cesaro, Cassius Ohno, Alex Shelley, Matt Sydal, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Jay Lethal, Kevin Steen, the Briscoe Brothers, Steve Corino, Jimmy Jacobs, Seth Rollins and Kenny King. All former or current Ring of Honor wrestlers. Welcome to episode 3 of SWO TV. When did Ring of Honor take over the world? I'm the Lawman.
I'm the sensational one.
I want to begin by giving a little bit of historical context. It's commonly attributed to either Eric Bischoff or Kevin Nash that back in WCW, performers like Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit and Rey Mysterio, when they were kind of coming up with creative stories, they said they were vanilla midgets, meaning they were like little guys, little not necessarily like physically, but like little in terms of like muscle mass and that.
This goes back to our other episode, last episode, where I had no idea what you were talking about.
All sorts of connections. And vanilla, in the sense like the backdrop of the SWO TV set, it was just like plain. Yeah, nothing going on. Yeah.
Right.
So 10 years ago, I remember more than that, but let's say 10 years ago, Ring of Honor was established. But when it came out, I remember reading about Ring of Honor in the days where I could get the internet in SWO towers. And
Our massive multimedia
state of the art.
That's awesome.
And you had the Handshake of Honor, and you had these performers who weren't in sort of land of the giants of WWE. And when Ring of Honor was launched, it was very different, and it was very much seen as the underdog to WWFE. They never can get the dates right, but also the third performer, the third promotion to TNA. 12 years on, Ring of Honor has taken over the world. The list names I read at the start of this, you know, if they're not current TNA or WWE performers, are worldwide renowned talent, you know.
And champions.
We've been lucky enough in Norwich to see Steve Corino, Trouble King, I think his gimmick was then, and he was awesome, you know, against Norwich's own Zebra Kid.
Yeah.
So what we're going to think about today is, when did Ring of Honor take over the world? Thoughts?
I completely agree.
The world.
the world in general.
My world.
Definitely your world. No, I completely agree. I think they did. I mean, to have talents like your CM Punks and your Daniel Bryans, Aries especially, Aries versus Joe in Ring of Honor was just ridiculous, wasn't it? Every match was awesome. Yeah. Obviously Alex Shelley, massive fan of Alex Shelley. I think the Guns, when the Guns were TNA champions, did they go back to Ring of Honor? Or was it before they were champions they were back? Had done like a...
There was an overlap, I'm not sure.
And they were awesome, weren't they? Yeah. They were so good. I mean, you got people like Seth Rollins, obviously in S.H.I.E.L.D. now, killing it on WWE. He's just one of the best, probably the best thing about it, the S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. Kenny King, X-Division champion. I'm pretty sure Kenny King, I might be wrong, because please put in the comments if I am wrong. I'm pretty sure he left Ring of Honor one night, and the next night he was on TNA.
He was in a very short amount of time.
Very short amount of time. He left on quite quick, bad terms, didn't he?
I think the thing is, Ring of Honor has been on a bit of a decline between TV contracts, and a lot of people like Kenny King got disillusioned, disenfranchised by what was going on, so they made the jump. But they made the jump because finally the big two, WWE, TNA, had actually taken notice, actually taken on board. I mean, Daniel Bryan, okay, you know, the former Bryan Danielson got an 18-second loss at 2 WrestleManias ago, which was absolutely preposterous.
We stayed up and watched it. And
yeah, so disappointing.
We were surly and angry.
But he is pushed as a important character and talent, and his actual skills are acknowledged. Not necessarily explicitly, he's been in other companies, but they've said he's wrestled around the world. And that's kind of a breakthrough. So when, when did these things happen? Again, like, last episode, not only have I been on a ludicrously expensive foreign holiday, hence the tan, but I'm also very emotional about this, and in no way is this like recovering from the same cold from last episode.
Or going to Yarmouth Beach today.
There's nothing to do with Yarmouth Beach.
Had nothing. Windburn's got nothing to do with this.
But, what changed?
I think everything you said. I mean, well, with Ring of Honor especially, when you said like they brought the talent through and everything like that, I mean, the main one that stands out for me is still CM Punk, because he's the man in wrestling at the moment. If you ask any fan in any company, they want CM Punk there, and he was, like you say, he was brought through from Ring of Honor. I mean, he's awesome. Like, say what you want about CM Punk. I mean, he may play the system. I mean, I've watched interviews and documentaries and like people with different wrestlers, the Paul London, Brian Kendrick one especially, and Paul London refers to him as the Triple H of Ring of Honor, and the fact that he plays the politics and stuff. But if he did, he did it well, to be fair. Fair play to him. I mean, he can wrestle and he's fantastic on the mic. I mean, he's like Ring of Honor's greatest accomplishment, and in my personal opinion, their second greatest accomplishment. I don't know, wrestling wise, probably more so, is Austin Aries.
Yes.
I mean, he's the best thing, in my opinion, to come out of Ring of Honor. Yeah. CM Punk, close second.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder whether part of this, you're watching us now in internet world, wherever you are, I wonder, the internet, does have part to do with that? Because maybe in the time period where you had guys like being brought over from Ring of Honor, WWE particularly, not so much TNA in my opinion, but WWE aware that fans were starting to have this access to promotions all over, could see things, so they could see this talent, and maybe somewhere along the line actually the light bulb came on. Well, they've got exposure to this elsewhere, so we might as well pick the cream of the crop.
Get on it, get them in the company. I mean, I completely agree. I mean, like you say, well you list all the people at the start. I mean, but then again, TNA have done the same thing. I mean, you look at the people; they were the first people to do it. I think they were. They were kind of like, it usually goes Ring of Honor, TNA, WWE, doesn't it? And like you say, but AJ Styles is the main one for me for TNA especially. I mean, awesome.
I mean, I think we referred to in episode 1, but one of my favourite matches in wrestling, TNA Unbreakable 2006, AJ, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels. Well, there's a Ring of Honor match.
Yeah, that is a Ring of Honor match,
And I think TNA seemed to be so much, in some respects, not all respects, but in some respects so much more progressive and kind of evolutionary in terms of the way they move along. Not revolutionary like WWE tend to be. They drop things in and don't necessarily think it through. But I think the big change was that people had this access to seeing different things, not just huge,
Manly
guys who work
Hogans.
in the gym
a
lot, your vitamins, your prayers, brother. But seeing this talent and actually understanding that maybe the new demographic, and to be fair, maybe even younger than the sensational one, certainly younger than myself, we're seeing things a little bit differently to maybe
it's
we did.
It's more exciting, isn't it? I mean, no one... well, I guess I do like to watch heavyweight matches, to be fair. But I like to watch heavyweight matches where the wrestlers can move. Like, I don't like watching the Big Show wrestle.
No.
I don't like watching Mark Henry wrestle because it's incredibly boring. But whereas someone like Bobby Roode, he's a heavyweight, but
Biggie Langston.
Even Biggie Langston, for instance. I mean, they're awesome and they're big guys, but I think Ring of Honor, in some sense, like you just said, they kind of changed the game a bit because they made these guys who are athletic, are quite muscly and obviously really good looking guys, to be fair.
Yeah.
And they made them heavyweights.
Yeah.
They made them worth watching.
Yeah, so I mean, the tagline on the promo for this episode was how in 12 years did Ring of Honor take over the world? Well, for me, I believe that it was force of will. Maybe it's just a generation of really talented wrestlers. 1, 2, the internet, having the access to seeing these guys, and I'm saying girls. Can't think of her.
Daphne, was she Ring of Honor?
She's been in that. Maybe Daphne. I'm probably doing people this. Serena Dweeb's race.
Again, put in the comments if we missed it.
If we missed people.
We always want to know more.
So the internet, and also maybe the desire from people a lot younger than the Lawman to see people unlike.
But not as knowledgeable.
Well, that's for you to judge. You know, who weren't just these big kind of behemoths, these big kind of monsters hulking around the ring.
Yeah.
No pun intended. So I think for me, they're the three reasons. Sensational. What about yourself? What do you?
I must say I completely agree with you. I mean, they did change the game, like I said before. I mean, they did, like I said, they bring in the Punks, they bring in the Bryan Daniels, they bring in the Austin Aries. Aries especially. I mean, he showed it in TNA. In a year, he held the X Division Championship. He done everything he could there. So he ended up he traded it in for a title shot, which he then won.
Yeah.
I mean, that's straight from Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and withheld it with honour. No
yeah, he
pun
was there
intended.
for like what? How long was he in TNA before he won the title? A year and a half?
Yeah,
2
about
years?
that. About
And
2 months.
straight to champion. I mean, that says it all about the Ring of Honor roster for me. It really does.
Yeah. In part 2, we're going to look at, despite the fact of everything we've said, can they break through? Really break through? Are they taken seriously? And what are the future directions? But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll bid you farewell.